Hey y'all, it's me, Dalton James. Welcome back to my YouTube channel, or this is your first time tuning in, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we'll be talking about all the tips that I have so that you can lose weight in 2019. A lot of people have a New Year's resolution of wanting to lose weight in the new year, so this is kind of just my tips to help you out in doing that. And maybe it's not necessarily you want to lose weight, but you kind of just want to be a healthier and happier life. This will also help you out along the way for that too. So Vlogmas is officially over, so I don't have an intro anymore, but I'm going to kind of do like a little musical dance around sort of thing while I sip coffee. So here are my 9 tips so that you can lose weight in 2019. Should we move backwards or like forwards? Because like they don't really necessarily have an importance to them. So here is our first Wellness Wednesday. That's what we're gonna call it. I'll be posting every Wednesdays for these little wellness tips, and here we go. Tip number 1, tip number 9. 1, emergency help. These are in no particular order, but here are my 9 tips in order for you to lose weight in 2019. So my first tip for 2019 is for you to have a plan. Having a plan is such an important part of losing weight and kind of staying off weight or kind of moving towards a healthier life. Like whatever resolution or goal you set, you need to have a plan on how you're gonna reach it. And that plan can be anything from like, oh, I'm gonna start a certain weight loss regimen. I've talked about 2 on my channel before that I've been on so far. Weight Watchers, which is such a great experience for me, and also Optavia, which is what I'm on right now. And I'll be doing a video later on a little bit more about that. Or if your plan is like, you know what, I'm going to be sure that whatever I do, I just have a calorie deficit for that day. Because honestly, that's the real way to lose weight, is you have to have a deficit of the calories. So what that means is that every calorie that you're taking in, you need to be taking in less than you're giving out, pretty much, right? So if you're, naturally everyone's body is burning at least 2,000 calories a day. So if you are burning, at least 2,000, then you need to be sure that you're eating less than that. That's how you ultimately get it. I don't think counting calories is necessarily the best way to lose weight, but it does kind of give you a good like jumping off point on where you should go from there. So definitely having a plan, whether that be, you're gonna track your macros, track your carbs and that sort of thing. But having that plan, stick to that plan, and ultimately give that plan a little while to take into effect, right? Like, okay, so you've been on this plan for a week. That doesn't necessarily mean that you're gonna lose 7 pounds in that first week. I tell everyone to give their plans at least 21 days, if not 30 days, to just kind of really take into effect, right? Because our bodies are constantly changing. You might have put on a lot of holiday weight, so that first little drop might just be you getting off that holiday weight. It might be, like you're starting something new, you're starting something different. Give your plan a little while to take into effect. I'm gonna tell you, give it at least 21 days and move on from there. And my second tip for 2019 is that you need to drink more water. I saw a study recently that was saying that a lot of Americans are dehydrated, and I completely believe that. We don't drink water as often as we should be. They say we should drink about 64 ounces of water a day. For me personally, I set a goal of 80 ounces a day because I think, me being bigger than the average person, I should be consuming more water than the average person. And not just water, but watch your liquids altogether, because you really don't know what is being hidden inside of those drinks that you're getting. I love my coffee from Starbucks, but I know exactly what's going into it because I watch them make it. But if you're getting all these like specialty drinks, you don't really know what's going into them. You don't really know what's going in. That was gross, I'm sorry. You don't really know what's going in to that drink that you're getting at the bar or what you're getting from that place down the road. So definitely watch your liquids that have a lot of hidden things in them. So it's really important for you to know what's going into what you're drinking and what you're putting into your body. But ultimately, the safe bet is just drink water. I mean, it's the best goal for you ultimately. That kind of leads me into the next tip. I think it's really important for you not just to care about the water you're putting into your body and the liquids you're putting into your body, but also the food in general. So my third tip is to focus on quantity and quality. The quality of your food needs to be really high quality and also really good for you. And the best way to really understand what's going into your food is to make it yourself, honestly. The cook at home is my best strategy for me personally. Even though it's a lot easier to eat out, it's a lot more convenient, and you can still find healthier options while you're eating out. I'll probably put a video up about that soon, about how to like kind of eat out on a keto diet. But to really understand what's going into your food, cooking at home is that best bet, and you're probably gonna save money too. Just to understand really what's going into your food and what you're then putting into your body. And the quantity of it. We eat so much more than we actually need to, just because it tastes good. Like one of my favorite pizza places is Pyology Pizza. I don't know if you have it where you are, but one of the cool things is like you make your own pizza, but those pizzas are served to you as like a 1-person pizza. You honestly don't need all of that pizza. You can probably eat like half of one instead of eating a whole 10-inch pizza by yourself. So yeah, the quantity and the quality is so important for you to focus on. So that is my third tip on how to lose weight in 2019. And my fourth tip for you to lose weight in 2019 is to weigh yourself every day. Not just because like you need to know the numbers of what you're going, but honestly it helps you learn how your body is constantly fluctuating, right? The first 3 days of your weight loss, you might be doing really, really good, you're losing a lot of weight, and just because you're eating the same things doesn't mean you're gonna lose weight again the 4th day. Everyone's body fluctuates and moves depending on different things, and if you keep track of that mentally, just to see that number change every day, it'll help you better in the long run. I'm not saying that you should write down the number that you weighed every single day. I still only write down my weight for every week. I weigh myself every Sunday, and that's kind of like my starting point, but weighing yourself every day for at least the first couple of weeks is going to help you out tremendously just to understand more about your body and how your body works. Do keep this in mind when you're weighing yourself every day. The average person only loses about a pound a week. You know, they say about half a pound to 2 pounds a week is like a healthy weight loss. So, you know, if you're losing half a pound a day, that's actually way more than the average person. So once again, that's why I said only really focus on that weekly one, but it's good to weigh yourself every day to kind of understand how your body fluctuates. You know, for me, my next big milestone is to be under 250 pounds. So for me, you know, getting under 250 pounds is only a couple pounds from now, and that's my next kind of goal. And it's good to have a realistic goal. Like, so let's say you're 215 pounds and you want to be down in like what they call Wonderland, right? Down in the 100s. You know, that's 16 pounds for you to lose. And once again, I just said earlier, you know, 2 pounds a week is kind of the above average. So let's say 1 pound a week. So if you want to lose 16 pounds, you should give yourself 16 weeks or 4 months to do that. Don't put yourself on these goals that are really strenuous, like I have to lose 50 pounds in 2 months. Because one, that's not realistic, and two, that's not going to help you out in the long run if you don't hit that goal, because you're going to end up beating yourself up about that. So when you're looking at the scale and you're kind of keeping those scale goals, keep them as realistic as possible. I almost said 2015. What year is it? Like, my next tip for you to lose weight in 2019 is that carbs are not the enemy, but they're definitely not your friend. So by that, I pretty much mean, you know, people tend to go too heavy on the anti-carbs, which will end up hurting them in the long run because they're going to be depriving themselves, and their body will, not necessarily their body, but their mind will feel almost deprived and then want to end up branching out, and then you end up binge eating, which is not what you want to do. My biggest tip is if you're going to do like a lower carb, higher protein, higher fat diet like I am, the best thing is not to completely deplete yourself from carbs because your body still needs them, but to kind of regulate how many you're putting in comparison to the other things that you're putting into your body. Because also if you're being too strict on carbs, you can end up hurting yourself in the long run, not just by depriving yourself, but then when you get back onto eating some sort of carbs, your body will kind of flip completely and you won't know what's happening. You're going to end up gaining a lot of weight back, which is not what you're going to want to do. It can end up becoming a problem in the long run. I know a lot of people, including myself, have had problems where they're focused too hard on one thing. It ends up hurting themselves more to the point of maybe forming an eating disorder or something, which is not what you're wanting to do. But yeah, once again, carbs are not your friend either. So, you know, they might be fun and they might be tasty, but they're not something that you want to be filling most of your diet with. Carbs give you kind of a quick energy, where fat and protein give you a longer lasting energy. You want a good amount of carbs, but you definitely don't want to go overboard and start eating like 12 cookies a day, because that's not going to help you get to any goal that you want to do. My next tip to you is don't be hard on yourself. You know, if you fall off the wagon, don't be that person that's like, okay, well, I'm going to fall off the wagon today and I'm just going to have to do whatever I can do to get back on it. Don't be hard on yourself, because if you end up, because from my experience, being hard on yourself is actually going to hurt you more in the long run, because then you end up being off your plan for weeks on end because you're just beating yourself up and you're like, okay, well, I've already eaten, you know, this pound of Taco Bell, so I might as well just eat another pound of Taco Bell. Beating yourself up over a mistake that you've made or over, you know, caving into something doesn't make any sense. You know, our bodies do crave things at certain times. While I don't think it is good to give in to every craving, I do think it is really important for you to understand your body and then to not give up just because you fall off the wagon once. I love Chipotle tortilla chips just as much as the next person, but you know what? If you have one, that does not mean you need to eat the whole bag, and that doesn't mean that you need to beat yourself up if you eat the whole bag, okay?
Hi.
Okay.
Like, live your life, but also be sure that you're not beating yourself up, because it's not going to do yourself good or anyone else good. Just like, take it day by day and move on from that point if you do mess up. I do also think it's really important for you to understand your inspiration for why you're losing weight. Are you doing it for yourself, which I do think you should always be doing things for yourself, not for what other people tell you to do. Body positivity people. Are you doing it for yourself? Are you doing it for, you know, your family? You know, I've heard a lot of stories of people wanting to lose a certain amount of weight so that they can see their grandchildren grow up, or they want to lose a certain amount of weight so they can walk their daughter down the aisle, or, you know, they want to lose weight to feel better about themselves, which is kind of my big thing is the reason I'm doing it. You know, find out your inspiration, find out your why is what a lot of people call it. And I wrote mine down. Mine's sitting in my room. It says like why I'm trying to lose weight, why I'm trying to get to this certain goal. And it said it was under 250 pounds. And I said that after I reached that mark, I would go back to Universal Studios. I had a big experience there that I'll talk about in a later video. It was a really negative experience for me. It was directly related to my weight. So I have this goal of getting under there and then going back. right? So, you know, it's gonna be a great experience, and you know, keep that why on hand, keep that why and the reason that you're doing this like right there in your pocket, so that you know what's going on and why you're doing what you're doing. I call those beyond the scale goals as well, you know, beyond that number, because it's really important that you have a reason why you're doing it. It's really important for you to have a reason why you're doing it, not just, you know, oh, I want to look good, but really like the other things that are going beyond that. So I only have 2 more tips left for you. The next tip is, I think it's really important to also reward yourself, but not necessarily reward yourself with food, okay?
Hi.
Okay.
Other people think, oh my goodness, it's so great, I lost 20 pounds, now it's time for me to go film a mukbang of me eating all the food in the world. That can be fun, and I do personally enjoy eating. I mean, who doesn't really enjoy eating? I'm relatable, guys. Truly a relatable YouTuber here. It's still really important for you to reward yourself in a couple of different ways. One of my ways that I like to do it is by buying a certain pair of clothes that I know I can't fit into, and my reward is then once I reach that goal, I can fit into them and I can wear them. Like I have this pair of pants that I bought when I was 310 pounds that I now wear all the time, but I couldn't fit into them until I was 270 pounds, and I knew that that was the time for me to try them on again. So at 270, I put them on, they fit perfectly. I still wear them today, even though I'm, you know, quite a bit smaller than that now, and they still fit, they're still great. But kind of keep those rewards for yourself that aren't necessarily food related, but can still make you feel good on the inside for reaching that goal. I know another reward that I'm going to give myself is going to Universal again. As I said earlier, you know, that will be a reward when I reach that weight, is to go to Universal and spend time with my friends there. There are lots of different goals that you can have, whether that be, you know, as I've mentioned clothes already, I've mentioned going on a trip already, but I mean, kind of any sort of goal that you can create yourself and reward yourself with that doesn't necessarily have to do with food is going to be a great goal for you to make. If you have any suggestions or questions on those, definitely leave them in the comments below, and I'd be happy to see them and kind of give you my feedback on them too. My last tip for you to lose weight in 2019 is for you to not give up. Not giving up is going to be such an important part to you, like having a long-standing journey. As I said earlier, don't be hard on yourself. People tend to be hard on themselves, and then they end up giving up because they were too hard on themselves. If you gain a pound, that's not the end of the world. If you gain 10 pounds, that's not the end of the world. You need to be sure that you don't give up on your plan and what your goal is. Keeping that inspiration in your head is going to be really helpful for you not to give up along the way. There's been times that I really wanted to give up, but you know what? Even if you fall off the wagon for like a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, even for a month, you can still get back on there and still reach your goals. Once again, that goes back to setting a realistic goal for yourself. It's easy to not give up on your goal if you have a realistic one to do so. So stay on that plan, do not give up, and you will ultimately be the happier you want to be in 2019. So those are all my tips on how to lose weight in 2019. If it was one of your New Year's resolutions to lose weight, I hope this video helped you out along the way. Once again, creating a plan, sticking to the plan. If you want to watch any of my other videos, they will be down below for you to kind of take a look at, see other suggestions that I might have had on how to lose weight and things to do. This is actually one of the first years that I didn't put losing weight as my New Year's resolution, because I knew there was something that I'm going to try to do, but I didn't really want that to be like my main goal, my main driving focus. Obviously, I want to live a healthier and happier life, but losing weight was not my resolution because I didn't want it to be the main focus of my life. I'm pretty sure that losing weight has been a New Year's resolution of mine for at least 10 years now, and I'm finally getting to like a healthier weight, and I don't necessarily want that to still be the main focus of my life. If you want to follow me along on my journey, be sure that you hit that big red subscribe button down below. Be sure to click that bell icon so that you can get notified when I upload my next video on YouTube. Once again, I will be posting Wellness Wednesdays every Wednesday, but I'll be trying to post another additional video sometime throughout the week, whether it be on Friday, Monday, or Tuesday. We'll kind of see what happens, but I will be posting every single Wednesday, and then also hopefully an additional extra video. Also, if you want to follow me more on my weight loss journey, you can follow me on my Snapchat and my Twitter. That is It's Dalton James M. My Instagram, which is Dalton James M. You can follow me on all of those. You can follow me on all those to see more of my wellness things and more of my personal journey into losing weight. Sound off in the comments below on some of your 2019 New Year's resolutions. If there's any suggestions on videos you want to see from me in 2019, leave those down below, and I'll be talking about those in my next video. Thank you so much for all of you tuning in today, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye. Now let's go get my hair done. I'm so